Hello everyone, welcome to Franka's Fab Family. I am Franka and today for dinner I am cooking blue crab and shrimp taco with a fresh salsa and salad. Before we start, I am going to show you how to clean your seafood. My Caribbean background requires me, and my auntie already called me and told me make sure you clean your meat and show everyone how we clean our meat. So we normally use salt, vinegar, and lime or lemons. However, for seafood, since it already has a salty property, especially the crab, you won't add more salt in it to clean it because it's going to be too salty. So here I have a cup of white distilled vinegar, and I'm going to pour 1/4 in the shrimp, and I am going to pour 3/4 in the crab. These limes, we make a lot of limeade. My family has a motto, and it's waste not, want not. So while you squeeze out all the lime juice to make limeade, or you guys make lemonade, but we make limeade, this is still good. So we would normally bag it and freeze the skins and the pulp and the peel, but we use it to clean our meat. So I am going to let this soak. We have a little bit more crab, and it also flavors it. This shrimp is already peeled and deveined, and it's already partially cooked, right? So the shrimp is really just gonna be flavored. The crab is raw, it was frozen, so you let everything thaw out in some tap water, and you put the vinegar and you put some lime, and you let it sit here for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then you come back and you wash everything off, and you're ready to start cooking. Here are the dried seasoning that I'm going to use throughout the dish. They're 2 tablespoons each. We have garlic powder, some adobo. This has salt component in it, so I use very little regular salt unless I am making a salad dressing, and dried pepper flakes. Okay, I've set the crab and the shrimp aside to soak for about 10 minutes, and I've taken out all the ingredients. So here are the ingredients that you're gonna need. These are the ingredients for my fresh green salad: 1 cucumber, 2 romaine lettuce hearts, and some shredded carrots. I normally make my own salad dressing even when I make a creamy salad dressing, but this one is going to be a vinaigrette. We have 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning, 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and 1 teaspoon of table salt. Bam! Salad is done. I forgot to mention that this was just 1 whole carrot. So make sure, please, 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 everyone, take apart your romaine lettuce, wash everything, wash your cucumbers, wash everything, everything, everything. And here's the salad dressing that I just combined everything in this bowl, and I will whisk it, or I would use a fork and stir it right before we sit at the table to eat. These are the ingredients for my fresh salsa. I make this all the time, and I think it goes wonderfully with shrimp. So I have 2 ripe avocados, a block of feta, a half a lime, and 1/4 of a red onion. This salad is not going to be cooked at all, so all of this is going to be fresh ingredients. And I have lovely vine tomatoes. I am only going to use 2 of these of the 4 tomatoes, but I thought it looked really pretty on the plate, so only 2 of these vine tomatoes. Booyah! Second dish done, but I'm going to show you the size that I normally cut everything. The avocado, you're gonna cut it in half, take the seed out, and you're gonna dice it that you would do the way you would do an onion, and then you take a spoon and you scoop everything out. I put the dressing on this salad now because it tastes better if you give it time to marinate. So 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Remember, the feta is salty, so 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of black ground pepper, and a 1/2 of lime juice. I have a juicer. Oh. And then I will mix everything up. mix everything up. This salad goes really, really well with the shrimp. Oh, taste it. Oh. Perfect. The tomato is so sweet. Now I will cover this and put this in the fridge until dinner. These are the fresh ingredients that I put in my shrimp taco. I have 1 celery stalk, a half a lime, half of a small yellow onion, and half of a medium to large onion. I also have a melody of sweet peppers. If you have the large bell peppers, that will also work, but just make sure you get the different colors. I have 3 orange, 3 yellow, and 3 red. These are the items for the shrimp taco. Okay, we are ready to cook the shrimp. We are going to put about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil in the pan to heat up. Olive oil doesn't take very long to heat up, but you can see that here I sliced the peppers. I use a lot of vegetables when I cook. In every single meal I use a lot of vegetables. The peppers I cut the long way. I cut them into slices because I like the way that they look. This is the celery stalk. I also cut that rather thin. You see? I cut them in one direction. I like to make everything look pretty, so the way I cut my food is important to me. And then I sliced up again the onions, and I sliced up the red peppers because in the salad I diced everything. I made it into cubes. So I want this meal to look different, right? And then we have the shrimp, which is already clean. This is already hot. So we're going to put the yellow onions first. It wasn't too hot. You can let it heat up just a little bit more. Let me continue to explain. And I have the lime juice. I have the red pepper. The shrimp was already cleaned and deveined and cooked. Sometimes you can get like a buy one get one free at some of the supermarkets, because normally I will buy the shrimp that you have to peel and devein yourself and cook it raw. But this was already cooked, so this is going to go in for just a few minutes, and then while I cook up all the vegetables. So the onions need to cook a little more. I don't like my vegetables fully cooked, so I try to leave it a little bit with a little bite to it still. I can lower the fire down now. I don't put any seasoning just yet. I let the onions cook down a little bit. The onions are much heartier than the pepper melody, so then I'm going to make a little space in the middle. As these continue to cook on the end, I'm going to put just a touch more of olive oil, and I am going to saute the celery stalk. Actually put a little bit more oil. As you know, shrimp is not very fatty, so now I'm going to start with a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a half a teaspoon of adobo powder, and 2 teaspoons of red pepper flakes. My family likes it hot. You might think that this is a lot of food, but it's not. This meal is to feed 5 people, myself and 4 children. You see? Oh, it smells so good. I normally would put fresh garlic, but I realized when I started I did not have, so I just used the garlic powder, which is fine also. And then finally, let me turn it up just a little bit. I am going to add the melody of peppers. You see how beautiful? The amount of vitamins and nutrients, people always wonder why and how I got my children to eat so much vegetables. They eat it raw, they eat it fried, they eat it steamed, baked, sauteed. I think almost every vegetable except for okra. They're not big okra fans, but I still cook it. So this is absolutely fantastic. I am gonna, ooh, I'm losing one. I was just about to taste one. I couldn't eat. A little bit more garlic powder. I will put another half a teaspoon and a half a teaspoon of adobo. Adobo is a Spanish seasoning blend. It also has salt in it. You're gonna let that sweat out a little bit. Now I am going to, let me taste one again. That's good. I'm going to add the shrimp now. Going to mix everything up now. It has a nice little bite to it. It's not extremely spicy. I can hear my dog at my back door, so I am going to cover this for just about 2 minutes and it'll be done. This is all done now, as you can see. And the very last thing I'm going to do is squeeze half a lime over it. I use a lot of lime to substitute for salt. The shrimp is all done. I'm gonna pour that in. Get everything out. I'm gonna set that on the table. As you can see, the onions and the peppers and the celery, they're very watery based vegetables, so they released a lot of water. So there's your gravy. You're gonna put that on the table. These are the ingredients that you will need for the blue crabs. This is my famous green gold. You can check out my video. It's called Franka's Green Gold. It's also known as Caribbean green seasoning. I have a cup of that. I have 1/4 cup of butter or 4 tablespoons and 1 whole lime. If you need a little butter, you can taste it later on and you will taste your sauce. So but I start off with at least 4 tablespoons of butter. Okay. We're gonna add a little olive oil in that butter. And we're gonna saute 1 cup of green seasoning. This, you have to check out this video. It's called Green Gold. This has about 9 different vegetables and herbs. So we're gonna let that saute for a little bit. I don't put a lot of salt in my green seasoning, so I'm going to taste it because the butter was salted butter. We could use a little garlic powder. That's 1 teaspoon. This is a half a teaspoon. And then again, we like a little heat. So 1 teaspoon of pepper flakes, and then I will put a half a teaspoon of adobo because the crab is naturally salty. I am going to get half of my lime while that continues to sit there and saute. I'm going to squeeze the lime juice in. Then you're going to make this wonderful sauce for the crabs to marinate in. This is the beautiful blue crab. We're going to place them in individually. It looks like a lot, but if you've ever had these crabs, you know they don't hold a lot of meat. I'm going to lower the fire down because I want them to actually simmer in this herb butter sauce. Okay. This one is a big one. You have some broken pieces. Add all the crab. My children are hungry. I'm hungry too. It smells so yummy. Now I am going to take the other half of the lime. Did I say lemon earlier? I'm hungry. The other half of the lime and pour it on top of the crab. And I'm going to cover this down for 3 minutes and then check on it. I'm going to check. Ooh. Okay, it's turning that beautiful color. We're going to lightly turn it. You don't want to break up the crab, but you want especially the belly to get all of that delicious flavor. So you're going to turn it. Make sure all of them are turned over. And then we're just going to leave it for another 3 minutes. These are for the taco shells. We are using soft shells this time, as well as sour cream. But you could also use the hard taco shells. That'll work as well. Okay, the soft tacos, I like them warm. So I will fill the whole top tray with foil and I would lay all of them here. And the last 3 minutes for the crab, I will just let them bake 350 to 400 degrees. Okay, and the crab is all ready. I just want to show you. Oh, it smells so good. I'm gonna get all of that goodness. Okay. I like capers. My children have learned to love some capers too. So at the very end, I would just put some capers all over the crab. And we're going to put this on the table. Dinner is finally finished. We have again the avocado and feta, tomato and red onion salad. When you take your salad out of the fridge, if you think it's a little dry, you can sprinkle just a little bit of extra virgin olive oil or another squeeze of some lime juice on it. We also have here the shrimp with a melody of peppers. We have a wonderful garden salad with romaine lettuce, diced cucumbers, and grated carrots, and fresh salad dressing. We also have some warmed soft taco, as well as some blue crab. That is a wonderful red color now, and we are ready to eat. Finally, all done. The children are washing up and we are about to have a fantastic dinner. I hope you try these recipes and I wish you good eats.